Ukraine, located in the east of Europe, is the second largest European country after Russia, stretching over 600,000 square kilometers, equivalent to 6% of the whole Europe territory. With a unique geography, Ukraine is a crucial pawn in the strategic and economic games of the European larger powers, namely Russia and the West. The Kievan Rus. The dawn of Ukraine's history dates back to more than 1,000 years ago when Ukraine did not even exist, at least not as an independent sovereign state. In the 9th century, the Kievan Rus state, often known as the Rus state, was formed by the Vikings with Kiev as the capital. The Rus are claimed to be the cultural ancestors of Ukraine, and also Belarus and Russia. The Kievan Rus reached its peak under the reign of Vladimir the Great and his son Yaroslav the Wise. In 988, Vladimir introduced Christianity from the Orthodox Christian Byzantine Empire to the state. From the 10th to 11th century, Kievan Rus became the largest and most powerful state in Europe. In 1132, following the death of Kiev's Grand Prince Mstislav Vladimirovich, the state was disintegrated into separate principalities. In the 13th century, the Kievan Rus was invaded by the Mongols, who then established Golden Horde, with the Rus' principalities as their vassals. In 1441, the Crimean Khanate was formed on the Crimean Peninsula as the successor state of the Golden Horde. This period also marked the rise of the Grand Duchy of Moscow, eventually becoming the heart of what is now Russia. During the 14th and 15th centuries, the Kievan Rus state was divided and ruled by the Golden Horde, the Crimean Khanate, and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. The Cossacks. The Cossacks, the most important piece of Ukraine's identity, became particularly strong in the 17th century. During the Cossacks' 1648 rebellion led by Hetman Bohdan Khmelnytsky against the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, a state called the Cossack Hetmanate was formed, becoming the first independent Ukrainian state in over 300 years. The period from 1659 to 1686 was called the Ruin, a devastating war between Russia, Poland, the Crimean Khanate, the Ottoman Empire, and Cossacks for the control of the Cossack Hetmanate. After the Treaty of Perpetual Peace in 1686, Left Bank Ukraine and the Right Bank city of Kiev were occupied by Russia, while Poland ceded Right Bank Ukraine. In 1783, Russia conquered the Crimean Khanate under the order of Catherine the Great. Following the partitions of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in 1795, most of modern-day central Ukraine was incorporated into the Russian Empire, while the western part was split between Russia and Habsburg-ruled Austria. Ukraine under the Soviet Union. In the wake of the Russian Revolution in 1917, the Ukrainian People's Republic, UPR, was proclaimed but only existed till 1920. In late 1922, following the Russian Civil War, 4 Soviet republics, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, and Transcaucasia formed the Soviet Union, or USSR. Ukraine was the most populous and industrialized Soviet republic from 1922 to 1991 after Russia. From 1930 to 1933, a man-made devastating famine known as Holodomor occurred in several parts of the Joseph Stalin-led Soviet Union, resulting in the death of 6 to 8 million people, of whom 4 to 5 million were Ukrainians. In 1934, the capital city of Ukraine was relocated from Kharkov to Kiev. In 1939, as part of a non-aggression with Nazi Germany, the Soviet Union invaded and annexed the eastern regions of Poland, expanding the Ukrainian SSR's territory to the west. After the break of World War II, Ukraine was occupied by the Axis armies from 1941 to 1944. During the war, Ukraine, led by the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, fought for its independence against the Soviet Union, the Polish underground state, Communist Poland, and Nazi Germany. In 1953, after the death of Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev succeeded as the first secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, paving the way for a Ukrainian revival. In 1954, the Crimea Peninsula's government was transferred from the Soviet Union to the Ukraine SSR, expanding the territory to the south. In 1991, with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Ukraine regained independence. Modern-day Ukraine. In June 1996, under the second president, Leonid Kuchma, a new Ukrainian constitution was adopted, turning Ukraine into a semi-presidential republic. Starting in 2013, since the fourth president, Viktor Yanukovych, chose closer ties with the Russian Federation, a wave of large-scale protests known as the Euromaidan erupted across Ukraine. In 2014, following the Ukrainian Revolution of Dignity, war broke out between Russia and Ukraine, leading to the annexation of Crimea by Russia, and the creation of self-proclaimed breakaway states in Donetsk and Luhansk. On February 24, 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, escalating the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian War. The war is currently in the second strategic phase, which occurred in 3 provinces of eastern Ukraine: Donetsk and Luhansk and Kharkiv Oblast.
Thanks for watching. If you find this information useful, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos of history.